Yeah, yeah. Reality is, it's funny. The closer you go into it, the stranger it seems. Yeah. Really does seem strange. Before I was diagnosed, I lived most of my life till the age of 52, not knowing that I was autistic. And one of the funny skills I had, which was seen at a young age by others, was my ability to read people. And I'm talking about in the early 90s and that time in India. So, the easiest conclusion that some people just leapt to, I mean, they just took it as the most natural thing. They said he's got some connection with God. He can see things that nobody can. Whereas once I got diagnosed, you come to know, okay, you have prosopagnosia, you face blindness, you can't see, your brain doesn't register, so you're using other senses. It's as simple as that. But then it just seems like something else. Yes, George.
Can I ask you, sort of, once you got your diagnosis, what felt like what parts felt liberating, and did any parts feel like it was sort of limiting in a way, like it was trying to limit your experience of reality in a way that would, once you got like diagnosed with autism, and which parts did you find helpful and explanatory?
I think getting diagnosed and being understanding what I had was a turning point in my life. Completely changed my life. There's before diagnosis and after diagnosis. Before diagnosis, I was just uh, raging through life as fast as I could, without knowing what I was, what I was operating on. It's like driving a car without knowing where the gears are, what the ends of the car are, how fast it can go, how it handles. You're just driving and you just the accelerator all the way. After I got diagnosed, first initially I was just shocked. It made no sense to me because my understanding of autism was kids who don't maintain eye contact, who can't speak, who will freak out if you touch them. And I said, I don't fit any of those. How can I be autistic? And then I got to know about Asperger's and other things. And the biggest effect it had on me is that for a long time, I was confused because I knew that I'm different. I used to get called out for being different, sometimes teased and bullied for it, sometimes appreciated for it, but I was certain I was different. I went to two different therapists many, many years ago. And in both cases, I was told that my IQ is so high, I'm bound to be a little eccentric. Don't worry about it, it's natural. It didn't solve anything. The biggest baggage I was walking around with for those 52 years of my life was I was holding on to internal shame. And the shame was knowing that you have this dirty, dark secret that you can go completely out of control and there's no explanation for it. You can explain it to others, give a story, say so and so did that, this happened, but deep inside, you know there's no explanation, and you know that your control over yourself is at best average, maybe way below average. So there was this shame I used to always carry around, and getting diagnosed helped me to cope and manage that shame. It still pops up every now and then, but that was the biggest thing. The next few things were I suddenly learned how to drive my car. I suddenly learned, oh, these are the gears. This is forward. This is backward. This is the accelerator. Ooh, I can do this. And then it was like, just go. I mean, you finally realize what you're all about. And it's so much easier to choose your life and to choose your life, create your lifestyle accordingly. Uh, I know a lot of people hesitate to get diagnosed because they're afraid of being put in a box or being labeled. For me, it was just education. I mean, it was finally getting the user manual to something I was operating all my life without knowing how to operate it.
That's great. I feel, I guess, just as a follow up though, is like, yeah, it sounds diagnosis is fantastic for you. And I'm sure it's 95, 99% upsides. But was there any downside to it at all? Like, did you feel like there was any kind of agency that was taken from you that, like, when you say, oh, I thought this was just part of me, but it's actually just autism, which feels kind of a bit separate or something. Like, did you feel any of that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't think autism is separate from me. I think autism is
Mm,
part of who I am. It's like there are people who say I have autism, and there are people who say I am autistic. So I am autistic because autism is not a common cold that I have and I can get rid of. It's just part of it makes me who I am. Without that, I wouldn't be me. I would be somebody else. And one of the things that made me a little sad and despondent is I know there is no cure. I know this is me for as long as I exist. And
mm.
that's can sometimes be quite sad and depressing. It's just, oh my God, I've got to be stuck in this cycle forever. I mean, as long as I'm alive. That was the sad part. But then you also get so many other coping mechanisms and support systems that I didn't know about before. So, yeah.
I think taking ownership of it is the best way to go about it, just seeing it as part of you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not putting my hand up. Drake, I see you want to speak.
I've got Drake and Denise. So I'll go with Drake and then Denise.
Yeah, just a quick point. The diagnosis, then bringing it back to our topic, it really changed your reality for you. Before, um, you were thinking one way, but you got diagnosis, and reality really shifted for you just by someone else saying that and validating what was going on with you. So it's interesting how it ties in.
Yeah, it is. It is fascinating. Denise, over to you.
Yeah, it's also a very brave thing to be able to go and do that and to get a diagnosis because, I think that I think we all have something, right? Like there's always like I can't walk past a painting if it's slightly askew. I have to fix it. So I think there's a lot of, I want to really say there's a lot of undiagnosed people walking around on the planet, but it does take a level of courage to say, you know what, I would like to know, why I view things this way or do things that way. So yeah, I think it's great that you are who you are. So if we were all the same, boy, would that ever be boring, right? So. Mm.
Thank you, Denise.
It's a great session.